Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to this Elixir tutorial. In this video, I want to look at how we actually combine two different strings because this may not jump out at anybody as being completely intuitive. It's relatively different, I would say, compared to other programming languages out there. But let's say that we have a variable named Chris, which equals Chris. And I wanted to say, you know what? I want Chris to, I want to add to Chris. So how do I add to Chris? Do I do like Chris equals Chris, or do I say Chris plus more stuff? That's how you might think to do it, but that's not how you do it in Erlang or Elixir for that matter. So in order to be able to combine these two strings, like if I wanted to add more to Chris, then I'm going to say Chris equals, and then we can go ahead and reference our Chris variable, and I can give it a space, and really I could just even say was here. And now you can see if I type out Chris, you get Chris was here. So essentially, if I wanted to add two different strings, I could say Chris equals, and then here's my first set of strings. This is my first string. And then I could go like that. Another thing, and then another open, or another less than and greater than sign, and then some more stuff to type. So that's actually how you concatenate a bunch of different strings together in the Elixir language. There's other things you can do as well, like there's an actual enum.join method from within Elixir. You could actually use that if you wanted to. So using the enum join method, I could say something like enum, which is a built-in keyword within the Elixir language, and I could say join. And then inside these square braces here, this is where I could have my first string, Chris is a, and then another string, big jerk. And you can see it returns Chris is a big jerk. So if I wanted to assign that to a variable, I could say x equals Chris is a big jerk. And then if I type x, you can see that that's what it gets returned. And if I wanted to see what data type x is now, you can see that's just a standard string. So even though we use enum.join, it still is just a way of actually being able to join multiple strings. So it's interesting, I mean, because you could have more stuff in here if you wanted, and this is helpful maybe if you had a bunch of different strings within like a list, and you wanted to actually take all the values in the list and append them all together, because ultimately that's what enum.join is here. This is just a list of values. Now another thing to keep in mind is that even though you can pass in other values that are not strings, but it will be concatenated to a string. So like if I said space and then put in a number here, you can see that this all just gets inserted as a string. So x is still a string. It hasn't changed even though you added an integer in there. So just keep that in mind when you use the enum join, that it will actually just take all your integers, floats, whatever it may be, and it will put them right into the string. And it would even do the same thing for a bool, which is true and false. So it's somewhat interesting, but those are the two main ways of actually being able to take strings and concatenate them together within the Elixir language. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and have a good day. And bye. Hey guys, so a lot of you ask me, how do I get my foot in the door to become a programmer? And I just want to take a moment to mention Dev Mountain Coding Bootcamp is a 12-week intensive course that focuses on the technologies of the here and now for web development. Some of the things that they're actually teaching in this 12-week course, it's geared to get you into the industry by focusing on things like jQuery, Node.js, React, Angular, how to use GitHub. So a lot of the things that you're going to need to do as a developer, as soon as you start, they're going to be teaching you in this coding bootcamp, and the entire goal is to be able to get you into the industry within 12 weeks. So if you guys are interested in learning more information about Dev Mountain Coding Bootcamp, just check out the link in the description tab of this video. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.